Currently, Tennessee is ranked #2 in the nation for meat goats in the meat goat industry, right behind Texas. They're a small breed, small ruminant livestock along with sheep, so they're very versatile. A lot of producers can raise them on their farms with other species that they're raising or alone if they have a small amount of acreage. There's different breeds and species of goats, so if you want to do, we have a lot of producers that do small dairy goat operations and they make soap or have their own milk there on farm. And then we have meat goat producers who do everything from registered and show breed all the way in through just meat goat and selling direct to consumer. There's been a buy local movement that's been growing in all areas of meat production. And so goat is one of those. With a large ethnic population across Tennessee, meat goat is consumed by 95% of the world. And so in Tennessee, it's growing. We have a lot more producers that are wanting to deal directly with consumers. And so now you can go to the Pick Tennessee Products website, and we have actually a list of producers who sell live animals or sell meat that consumers can purchase. If you do custom purchase, you can go to a farm and pick out the animal, and then you can have it processed to your desires. So if you want a certain amount of for instance, on cattle, if you want a certain amount of beef or mutton, or you want chops or anything like that, you can decide how you want it processed.
A boar goat is one of the most lovable animals that you could ever hope to be around. We raised our goats. I tell myself that I'm a kid in a candy store. I don't have to bush hog my farm anymore. They eat the bushes and the weeds, and it's a pure pleasure to be able to raise boar goats. My wife and I spent 40 years in the cattle business, and we had to reduce the size of the operation. I purchased 10 goats to go in a pen to eat the bushes. Well, I got bit by the bug. You cannot have goats and not love them.
People used to use them, yes, for meat goat animals and for food, but they primarily had them for the purpose of cleaning property. This was way before bush hogs. And so our goats were our form of a bush hog at that time, because they eat browse as opposed to just our grasses. They make such great multi-species animals. They work so well with horses. They work great with cattle. So they just are a great adaptable animal.
Goats can come in and they're high grazers. They try to get up off the ground to graze. So you can get them into areas, where you might not be able to get into bulldozers or larger pieces of equipment. They can kind of move in without hurting more of the land or damaging. When goats consume forage, the seeds they're digested, but they're not broken down. So when goats are moved from one area to another, their droppings will actually contain those seeds, which are then put across the ground. And then as the seed emerges, you actually can end up with new forages in the areas where you didn't have them before.
That was considered important to farm life in the fact that it was could clean property, reclaim property. What it has for a diet just fits in perfect into the farming area. They will select plants that the other animals are not particularly interested in, so it works well. Multi-species grazing works extremely well.
The boar goats originated from South Africa, and they've been in the U.S. since 1995. They make large animals. We have bucks that will weigh up to 350 pounds. Our does will normally weigh about 170 to 180 pounds.
Because they are such an adaptable animal, that's what's made them such a great youth project in the 4-H program. Kids can have goats. They don't require a lot of expensive equipment. They don't require an expensive trailer to trailer them from somewhere, from one place to another.
Goats provide producers an excellent opportunity to diversify their operations, with them being a smaller species. Producers who have cattle, of course, they have a longer breeding cycle. It takes a little bit longer to get an actual product out of that animal. So by diversifying and adding other species such as goats or sheep, they have a smaller window. So it kind of closes their cash flow. where they're bringing in something year round.
Our number one goal here in raising the Boer goat is to raise show quality animals, but everything you produce, it doesn't matter how hard you try, everything is not going to be show quality. The males, we weather them, and a weather is the same as a steer in the cattle end of it. And we have them here for sale. People come, they make their selection. There is no way we can process one for you, but there are other locations where you can take one, have it processed. Number one, our animals are healthy. They don't have any hormones in them at all, and they're in good condition. So when you buy one, you should have super quality meat.
The easiest way to find goat meat would be to go to our website, www.picktennesseeproducts.org. On the left, you'll find a listing of buttons, and on one of them, it has foods. You click on that, it'll take you to a drop down, and then you can go to meats, and then it'll have all species that you can go through, whether it be goat, lamb, beef, pork, or poultry. And you can find options there to find producers that you can directly purchase from.
With the goats, we make major financial contributions to the junior organizations in Murfreesboro where the goats are shown. We have actually given children goats to show. We discount the price of our goats considerably for people who cannot afford them, to give them a chance to show. The thank you notes that we have received from the young people that we have helped put tears in the eyes. Come here for a visit. Let us show you what we do. Show the care that we give our animals. The goat, the Boer goat, will steal your heart.
Oh, good. Oh, don't that feel good?